Greetings, fellow Columbia County educators and Liberty University scholars. It's amazing to connect to you digitally for an important discussion on integrity in our academic writing environments. Through today's discussion, you will help improve the academic approach for the topic, Preventing Plagiarism Positively, targeted to our 8th grade advanced and gifted English language arts classrooms. This mini unit, totaling one class period of 60 minutes, is one of many that will help our 8th graders become more college ready with the ultimate summative assessment at the end of the semester encompassing an argumentative essay. I encourage your feedback on making this mini unit even stronger. Your assignment? Please place your comments and questions in our chat and please take part in the activities as we go through today's professional learning session. At the end of the session, I promise to provide my Google link to the lesson plan, activities, and slides. Greetings, I am Jamie Evans Woodard, and I'm excited to share with you some poignant strategies that I've learned in numerous Liberty University educational studies courses. In preparing this topic for presentation, there are more negative articles and academic dishonesty statements rather than positive ways to approach this topic. And now with our smart device apps automatically connecting to artificial intelligence, this topic is timely. Let's change this paradigm and infuse our classrooms with integrity. Welcome to our learning objectives. While this mini unit is intended to last an entire 60-minute block of instruction, today we investigate in under 12 minutes the research and strategy behind the lesson. Come with me as we build the character trait of integrity, the foundation of our mini unit. The students are welcome to the 8th grade classroom with 2 truths and a lie. They'll have 4 sticky notes and 1 marker on their desk. The students will scribe 2 truths and 1 lie. This is a great socio-emotional connection activity to get to know each other. We present our truths we wish to share with our students on our bulletin board in the classroom. I say to the students, thank you for sharing your truth with the class. Now I turn quite emotional and serious, and I state, asking you to lie does not feel good. It's not an activity that models integrity. It's not a fun arrival activity. I might have conducted this icebreaker in the past, but I take a look at it now through a new lens. It's an uncomfortable lesson that spreads an idea that it's okay to lie. Please crumple your sticky note with a lie so that no one can see what you wrote, and come bring it to me. At this point, we stick all sticky notes in our integrity glass that's filled with water. What we do and what we're emulating is a classroom filled with integrity doesn't have room for lies. And so the water in our glass represents integrity. The water in our jug represents integrity. We put the lie in our integrity. And with some encouragement, the lies have no room in our classroom. And so at this point, I'm excited to see the students' thoughts on this arrival activity and object lesson. In a think, pair, share activity, I will ask them, why is integrity important? And I ask you this question, so please go ahead and throw your responses in chat. Tatum and Schwartz offer that focusing on integrity helps change students' decisions on negative behaviors, such as cheating and plagiarism, while Rasul's academic integrity graphic is powerful and it shows a triumvirate between educator, student, and educational policy. This 3-lens positive theme will sustain our presentation with a caveat that technology and educational policies must catch up to reflect the digital landscape in 2025. So what is academic integrity? Through direct instruction, I will admit to the students that defining academic integrity is hard, and it's difficult to find definitions that describe academic integrity in a positive light. However, Liberty University provides the best example through their visual that I represent in words, completing original coursework with honesty, attribution, and authenticity. Research shows that our students are so intimately connected with our digital devices and online cultures, and this kind of culture conflicts with our academic integrity. Is it cool to copy people on TikTok or Instagram? Sure. Is it cool to copy test answers from AI apps? Not at all. Educators face these ethical dilemmas head on in a classroom ethos or a collaboratively written syllabus statement, or creating academic safe environments and powerful learning environments, especially for our gifted students. For our students, being part of any academic institution, it's important to recognize the guiding policies. And so I want to make sure our students understand the code of conduct for Columbia County and shine a light on something that's often an afterthought in middle school, and that's character education. Research shows that it's powerful that our students see and hear words like honesty, respect for others, and creativity, and really know what they mean. In framing academic integrity positively, author Frontier shares that a positive approach builds partnerships and actualizes the importance of integrity. And through shared documentation and reminders, students can connect in collaborative academic spaces, making dishonesty unappealing and creating environments that are safe places to learn and where we can make mistakes. Going back to shared academic ethos and classroom collaboration activities, Frontier posits a syllabus injection on this particular slide. Sparking discussion positively on plagiarism, cartoonist Gald comes through with a humorous phrase instead of plagiarism. Tell me what you think in chat. Beyond Gald's interpretation, however, what is plagiarism? Well, using the publication manual of the American Psychological Association's 7th edition, students will receive direct instruction and also see a resource to aid them in their writing and citations. Through continued direct instruction, students identify types of plagiarism, and beyond this mini unit, 8th graders will continue to learn how to cite, paraphrase, credit images, and through next-gen cyber objectives in our county, learn about copyrights. But our county is still catching up on artificial intelligence. So what is plagiarism? Well, this is a really great resource from Decena, but also Alawad in a 2025 journal article states that as many as 14% of collegiate work is plagiarized. Valentine shares that plagiarism is complicated and embedded in ethical discourse, and citing accuracy takes context and practice. And a student's identity is fueled through their own ethical self-regulation, but bolstered by a classroom environment that's safe. Copland shares that academic dialogue pegs generative artificial intelligence output as plagiarism. And she also states AI is not an author, which is a great way to segue into artificial intelligence. Chatfield's cartoon, which champions or doesn't champion ChatGPT, where we see a student's name was spelled wrong in the output, we learn what is appropriate and ethical use of using artificial intelligence and generative AI in our academic writing. But let's first pause through direct instruction and show what the students actually is generative AI and artificial intelligence. And let's go back to that Allowood 2025 journal article where he shares AI usage is as much as 38 to 49% in academic collegiate writing. Additionally, research abounds where we see scholarly skepticism. We should be skeptical about artificial intelligence. There's privacy concerns, there's bias, there's unregulated content, and there's misinformation. And quite frankly, our students are confused if they can use artificial intelligence. Is it assistance or is it cheating? So to that end, we'll take a look at a powerful Wall Street Journal tech podcast that came at the heels of the birth of ChatGPT. The students will also finish a creative AI reflections worksheet, which is kudos to Common Sense Education. They have exceptional lessons on digital and media literacy that's aligned to some of our schools' ACE Next Gen academic objectives. I encourage you to check them out. So, interpreting the ethical use of AI in academic writing, Frontier shares that we have a commitment to ensure one's completion of a task that accurately represents the knowledge and skills one actually possesses, and students must be provided examples of when to use AI ethically and when to use it appropriately for citations. So let's give it a try. You go ahead and type in your typical Google search engine, which I happen to have in AI mode, adventurous writing prompt, and I see A wilderness firefighter must find a missing family in a wildfire, or a planned road trip goes awry for a group of friends. And so those are some of the outputs. You can also generate an entire paper by putting these types of prompts. And so that might be a palatable solution in your classroom to generate AI writing together in a safe space and then critique it. In academic writing, classroom honor codes improve rapport, increase trust, and bolster respect, and educators must model appropriate safe use of AI apps and explicitly state when AI is permissible. So it's important to take a look at what the research says, and turning towards instructional strategies. Gifted education environments require rigor, safety, a growth mindset where students learn from their mistakes. And the teacher is a mindset shifter that helps focus learners with appropriate socio-emotional objectives and higher level thinking questioning. To that end, via independent practice, the students will take a stand in Ada's writing assignment via another common sense education worksheet on artificial intelligence. They'll finish the lesson with a formative assessment, and I can't wait to see the academic integrity posters the students create. These will be due in 1 week, and they'll be assessed using a rubric tailored from gifted learning and higher level thinking. In closure, as an exit ticket, we'll write down at least one observation or suggestion to the Columbia County School District's Code of Conduct regarding academic integrity. It would be really great and amazing to discuss academic integrity topics and educational discourse directly with these experts. It's with great admiration and respect that I reference the amazing work of these professionals. And finally, in the journey of writing, it should be filled with integrity, honesty, creative, and critical expression that our students are proud of. Dr. DeSena shares in her seminal work, Preventing Plagiarism, that the internet has become the authority students will not question. We have to teach students how to write authentically, and we have to inspire them to confidence in their own writing. Before we close this session, I want to make sure that I shared the lesson plan and the slides with you via my Google Slide on the sides here. Feel free to offer more suggestions, comments, and keep the questions coming to our point of contacts that you see here. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful conducting this session with you, and I'll also share with you some of our backup slides with